Hey beauties, it's Court. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. It is going to be a voiceover just because I know if it's not, it's going to be a really long video. Today I'm going to be trying out some makeup that is new to me, not necessarily new on the market. Some of it is, some of it isn't. Going to be using some old favorites and just going to beat my face for you guys. I figured might as well film since we have a little bit more time today to get ready before we have to head out and do some errands. So without any further ado, I hope you guys enjoy. If you want to see me beat my face, keep your cute little ass right where it's at. So I'm using natural lighting again. I just wanted to mention that. So if it's not perfect, I apologize. But you guys didn't seem to really mind last time. I hope if anybody new is watching, this is not how I always film my makeup tutorials. I usually do use professional lighting. But for today, we are just going to use the sunlight. I'm just going to show you what I primed with real quick. And then after that, we will cut into the voiceover. So I actually mixed a couple primers today. I used my Cover FX Illuminating Primer, which is really nice. I've really been liking this. And I mixed it with my Kat Von D Lock-It because I need my makeup to last all day long today. And I also did moisturize with my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel with SPF. There's like so little product. I'm really disappointed at how much product is in this. Nonetheless, I absolutely love this moisturizer just as much as I love the other one, and it has SPF, so this is great for summertime. So we're gonna jump into the voiceover now and start putting some makeup on. Let go. Alright, so I hope the sound is okay. I'm using a new mic, but first we're going to go in with my Infallible Pro Glow and my Pure Cosmetics makeup sponge. They are an amazing combo. They love each other a little too much. It's kind of inappropriate for YouTube, so I tried to block it out for you. Pow! Got the foundation all over my face. I'm just going to go ahead and blend it in. Do not forget the ears. You want to make sure they match your face, especially if you're like me and they get red when you get hot. So I blend my foundation for a long time, so I'm not going to show you the entire process. I do avoid the eye area as to not get too much product up under my eyes because that's how you start to get really creepy. So I try to avoid the eye area as much as possible. Now I'm going in with the Instant Age Rewind in the shade Brightening. It's just a nice salmon colored concealer to block out any darkness on my inner corners. And I also put a little bit on the lid just to kind of cancel out any blue veining or anything like that. Now I'm going to use my Shape Tape. I believe this is in the shade Fair. And I pop the little thingy out of the top and you get so much more product out of it. I thought it was empty and I took that thing out and there's like a ton left in there. So I definitely recommend doing that so you don't waste any of the product. So I'm going to put this up under my eyes and in all the other highlighty areas. What are you doing? And I'm going to go ahead and blend that out using the same Pure sponge. I love the shape of this sponge. It just gets all up in my little crevices and it's very nice and precise. So it's awesome. It's kind of falling apart, but I won't get rid of it because I don't think they make this exact sponge anymore and that makes me so sad. So I'm just blending in my concealer, using it to highlight a little bit, putting it on the lid so I can use it as a shadow base and pow, all done. Now using my Wet n Wild dual-ended contour stick, I'm going to go ahead and use the contour side, which is almost gone. I'm so excited because this is in my project pan. And I'm going to contour my nose only and my Cupid's bow with the cream contour. I'm not going to use it on any other parts of my face. So I'm just laying it down on my nose and then boop, just a little bit right there in the center of my Cupid's bow. And, oh, I forgot, I did put a little bit on my chin because I have a prominent chin, so I do like to contour it. So I'm going to blend in my chin with the Pure Cosmetics sponge, and I'm going to use this little shader brush to blend out the Cupid's bow part. I don't know where this brush came from, but it works perfect for this step. And I'm using this shader brush, fluffy shader brush from Real Techniques to blend out my nose contour. And this takes a while, so I just kind of showed you a little bit of it. I do like to take it up to almost my, like, meeting my eyebrow, just to make it look as quote-unquote natural as possible. I did end up going a little bit overboard, so we're going to have to fix that. That's no bueno. So I'm going to take my sponge, and I'm not going to add any more product to it, and I'm just going to go up the center of my nose a little bit more because I took it in a little bit too far. And then I'm going to take it down the sides as well, kind of going over it, but more so on the side of it. And then I do go
directly over it just to kind of help it blend a little bit better. So that looks much better in my humble opinion. Next thing we're going to do is set my under eye with the Secret Brightening Powder and this awesome brush that I like randomly discovered on eBay in this really cute set. It has like this triangular shape to it and it is so fucking soft. It's insane. And the triangular shape really helps get up under your under eye. So I'm going to put the powder on the brush and then set that down. Then I'm going to take my sponge and blend out any creasing that may have happened while I was doing my nose contour. And trying as hard as I can to not look down at all, I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye as well as my crease up to my eyebrow. I try to avoid my eyelid. That way if I use any type of like metallic shadows, it kind of gives it a little bit of a stickier base to stick to, if that makes sense. So, and then I'm also going to go ahead and set down my nose and on my forehead, anywhere that I use the highlighter, not the highlighter, the concealer to highlight, I also use the Secret Brightening Powder. And then, oh shit, I completely forgot. I used a third primer today. Duh. I went in with the Skindinavia Makeup Primer Spray. Now, anywhere that I didn't put the Secret Brightening Powder, I'm going to set my face with the NYX No Filter Powder. I'm almost done. Luckily for me, I have a backup of it. And then I'm going to use the Morphe E3 brush, like I said, just to set the rest of my face. Now using a new product, to me anyway, this is the Pirates of the Caribbean Cheek Palette from Lorac. Oh my god, would you look at those colors? This palette blew me away. So the first thing we're going to do is take Lost Soul, which I saw and immediately thought contour shade, and I'm going to just put it right at the backs of my cheekbones. But noticing lately at some of my selfies, my bronzer and my contour have been pretty harsh, so I'm kind of trying to dial it down a little bit because I do already have kind of prominent cheekbones and don't really need as much bronzer and contour as I sometimes think I do. And I'm actually going in with the wrong shade right now, which is why it looks hella pink, because I flipped the palette over and accidentally dipped into one of the blushes, but I went over it with the contour shade and it ended up working out fine. Put a little bit on my forehead, well, what I thought was a little bit, but it ended up being a lot more pigmented than I was expecting, so shit. Oh my god, that happened. But the amazing thing about this palette is that it actually ended up blending out beautifully. I went in with a little bit of a larger, fluffier brush, and it was gorgeous. Now I'm going to take that same fluffy brush and my butter bronzer. I believe the brush is the R2 from Morphe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm just going to go ahead and bronze up my face a little bit, trying to hold back as much as I can, but I just love bronzer, you guys. It's like one of my favorite things. I just think it makes the skin look so pretty and like glowy in a tan goddess way. And now I'm going to take this shader brush. It's from the Morphe Gunmetal collection. I'm not exactly sure what brush it is, but I'm going to use this to kind of just very lightly set my nose contour because it kind of got lost when I set my face with the No Filter powder, because that No Filter powder does have a little bit of coverage to it. Then I tried to use this Sonia Kashuk brush to blend it out, but this brush just sucked ass. It was terrible. Now we are going to go back into the Lorac Cheek Palette and use this gorgeous highlighter. This is one of the prettiest highlighters I have ever seen. If you have super fair skin, this would be the perfect highlighter for you. I'm trying to like get it in the sun so you can see the glowiness, but I couldn't do it. So I kind of got frustrated, and I'm not flipping you guys off, I promise. I'm flipping off the fact that I can't get it to glow, but you'll see it on my cheekbones. And now I'm going to use my soft fluff brush from ColourPop. This brush is pretty good. I mean, I have two other brushes in my collection that are almost exactly like it. This one is a little bit softer than those two, though. If you want a precise highlight, this is good because it kind of tapers at the tip, and then you can kind of use the side of it to blend it out a little bit. So it is a pretty good brush, but I do have another brush I'm going to show you later in the video that I love so much more for highlighting. But this one is good, though. And that motherfucking glow. Can we just talk about this for a second? This highlighter is amazing. You will stop traffic with this fucking highlighter. It doesn't accentuate texture. It just blends and melts right into your skin. It is amazing. Just that little tiny dip in and you see the glow. I'm going to go in with a second highlighter though, this Laura Mercier 01 quote unquote matte highlighter, only because the one in the Lorac palette is like almost a true white highlight. And while I am pretty fair, it did kind of almost leave an ashy cast kind of, so I just wanted to add a little bit of a gold into the highlight just to make it match my skin a little bit nicer. Now, the pièce de résistance. Pièce de résistance? I don't know how to say it, but I'm so excited. This is the Yes Please palette from ColourPop, and I am so stoked to try this out. This was my first time using this palette, and when I just opened it, I felt so inspired. It is so gorgeous. And now that my dirty ass brushes are in the shot, we're going to go ahead and take this, what I believe is the MB23 from Morphe, and this kind of pinky shade. And it does have a little bit of kick up, but with pigment comes kick up. So I didn't really experience any fallout. There's a lot of powder flying around everywhere. But with the whole palette, as a whole, at the end, I didn't really experience any fallout from any of the eyeshadows. So I'm just adding this into the crease and taking it up to, like, all the way up to the brow bone, but not going past it or on it. Uh-oh, I forgot to highlight the other parts of my face. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to do the Cupid's bow, tip of the nose, bridge of the nose, brow bone, and inner corner. I do like to do my highlights on my eyes first, and then that way I can get the other shades to just kind of blend into them. Does that make sense? You feel me? This is what we're working with so far, and I couldn't get it, man. Anyway, we're going to go in with this orange shade and a fluffy shader brush and add this into the crease. This color, oh my god, you guys, wait till you see this color. It does have quite a bit of kick up, as you can see, but look at the pigment on the brush. You do not need much at all, so be very careful. If you do have this palette or plan on purchasing it, you do not need much on your brush at all. So I'm going to take this from the outer corner of the crease all the way in to the inner corner of the crease. Now going back in with that first brush and just a tiny bit more of that pinkier tone shade, I'm going to go ahead and blend that orange out a little bit just so there's no harsh lines around it. I'm going to take this smaller, kind of little fluffy pencil brush and mix this gorgeous brown with this beautiful vibrant red and just add those to the outer corner and ever so itty bitty slightly taking them into the innermost part of the crease. And at first application didn't pop quite as much as I wanted it to, but I dipped back into the palette and oh my god, it was gorgeous. Those two colors mixed together were just absolutely beautiful. I loved the mix of them, and they were so vibrant and easy to blend, and they just blended into the orange flawlessly. It came out exactly how I had pictured. And now I'm just taking the brush we used for the orange shade with no more orange added to it, just whatever's left on the brush, and kind of blending the two together into the crease. Now I'm going to go in with this yellow because I just couldn't help myself, and I don't know what was going to happen. I had no idea what to expect, but that highlight though, ooh, look at it, it's just, ooh, it's just popping. I can't stop staring at it. So anyway, I believe this is a Sigma E25 brush, and I just used this yellow shade to blend out the orange, and it was like the best decision I've ever made with my life. It came out amazing. You can't really like see it too much, but trust me, it added something that the look definitely needed. Now for the lid, I'm going to use this like orangey yellow duochrome shade on this flat shader brush, and this bad boy had a ton of kick up. I was not expecting that from one of the metallic shades because usually they don't have as much, but I didn't get any fallout from it, which was that was good. And oh my god, it was so beautiful. It was stunning. Look at it. Can you see it on my lid? It's like one of the most beautiful colors I think I've ever put on my eyelid. Like the orange, more. Oh, I couldn't get enough of it. I didn't wet my brush. I was going to, but I decided not to, and it definitely did not need it. So just taking it, kind of blending it into the highlight a little bit, and not going over the red, because I definitely wanted the red to pop on my eyelid as well. Now I'm going with this smaller shader brush, and I am going to wet this one with my Pixie Mist, and I'm going to go into this kind of like dirty gold shade and just put it right in the center of my lid, just to kind of highlight and brighten things up a little bit. And then we got a little nasty because, oh my god, this palette was so amazing. It was really impressing me. I'm sorry, baby. Just putting that little highlight shade right in the middle on the other side, and then I realized, what the hell? What happened? My little makeout session gave me a big orange pimple on the front of my nose. I was devastated. I had no idea how I was going to get it off. Oh, that's a little dramatic. So anyway, I took some more of the red and brown mixed together and just added a little bit more on the outer corner and blended it into the shades that I put on my lid, just to make sure they were really popping. This is a clean Morphe E27, I believe, and very lightly blending everything because I don't want to move anything, but I just want to make sure it's all blended together nicely. So this is what we're working with so far, and I'm digging it. Now to tackle this orange pimple on my nose. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to use a makeup wipe, or I didn't know, but I just kind of wiped it off. It just came right off. It was like magic. Just gave it a little wipe, tapped it with my beauty blender, and it was gone. So now we're going to go into this red and this orange and this pinky color, and we're going to use all three of these on the lower lash line. The red's going to go on the outer part, the orange is going to go on the inner part, and then we're going to use the pink to blend it all out. So here we're putting the orange, starting where the highlight ends and bringing this to the center of the lower lash line. And then we're taking the red and starting where the orange stopped and bringing this all the way to the outer corner, kind of meeting the outer corner on my top lid. Now, instead of using that pinky tone, I actually ended up using the yellow shade to blend these two in, and it was another one of the best decisions I've ever made because it looked so, look at that. It looks so awesome. The yellow just brings something so different and so cool to this look that I absolutely love. Watch this. Tell me if any of you can do this. Tell me in the comments if any of you can do this with your eyeballs. It was so weird. I've never, like, seen myself do it. It's so, ew. Oh my god, bitch, you're a fucking creep. Okay, so a Dew Color brush. These are amazing and they're beautiful. You can find them on Amazon. This is the powder brush, and I'm going to use the BH Cosmetics 10 Nude Blush Palette, and I'm going to go in with this shade, and mainly the last shade. That was the one I focused on the most, and I wasn't sure how it was going to look, but it ended up coming out pretty good. Matched the look pretty well. Now for the brows, done. I don't do my brows on camera. I use this palette, the top two shades, because brows are very personal, so I don't feel like I need to show them in every video. But I took this Urban Decay red lip liner and put that in my waterline, and I loved it so much. Now what am I doing? Oh, okay, let's talk about my new favorite brush to my collection. This was sent to me from Octoly. It is the Real Techniques B02. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I know it's called Highlight Something. And this brush is incredible. It kind of looks like a stiletto, like you could kill a bitch with it. It's gorgeous. It's got like this blue to black ombre handle, and it just blends out highlight so nicely. Now what you can do is take like a more precise brush and lay your highlight down and use this to blend it out, and just makes it like melt just right into your skin. And no joke, this is probably one of the softest brushes that I have in my entire collection. It picks up product beautifully. It just blends it, and like I said, there's no other way to describe it. It just makes highlight melt right into your skin. I am so grateful that Real Techniques and Octoly sent this brush to me, and it's amazing. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. I'm just going to set my whole face with the Urban Decay All-Nighter because, like I said, I need my makeup to last all day, and that is exactly what that does. Now going in with my Catrice Glam & Doll Mascara for separation and length. I'm going to use this on the top and lower lashes. And I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And while I do, we're going to put on some lipstick. So I ended up picking Terra from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. And oh my god, wait till you see the end result. This is one of her Vivid lip paints. And what am I doing with my lips right now? I think I'm like biting skin off of them. I don't know. Anyway, this is an amazing liquid lipstick. It's very comfortable, not too drying. As you can see, it's opaque in one coat. You don't even need to dip back into the bottle to cover your entire mouth. So I like to line my lips first and then fill them in. Oh my god, wasn't that the perfect color? Okay, now for a little volume in my lashes with the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. Only putting this on the top lashes, not the bottom. And you guys, I completely forgot to film an outro. I'm so sorry. There's a couple pictures at the end of the full look. I hope the sound was okay. I'm using a pair of spare headphones, but I hope you enjoyed. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. I love you guys so damn much, and I will see you next time. Mwah.